Hi there and welcome to this PHP exercise where we're going to look at using cookies in order to store information on the user's computer. So cookies are little text files and they store pieces of information that we can pick up later on a different page or at a later session when the user opens their browser the following day or the following week. So there's quite a few things around cookies that are a little bit complex, but I think for the moment we shall just start with understanding how we can write a simple cookie and read it back again. So here's my example that we're going to work towards. We're going to try and personalize this web page based on a cookie. So we can see at the moment it just says hello, but if I come down to register, please enter my details. So I'm going to enter my name, Dave, and I'm going to enter my email address, so dave at gmail.com, for example. So when I click on register, I go through to another page, which is my registration confirmation page. It says thanks for registering. It's not actually doing anything that I can see, but when I return to the home page, we can see that it now says hello Dave here, and that's because my registration page saved a cookie with my name on, which I'm now picking up on my home page. So let's take a look at how to do that. So what I'm going to do is use the index page and that I've been working on, delete the things I don't need on my index page and write a new form here, or edit my form so that I've got my registration. So please enter my name. So I've got text box for my name and I've got an email type for my email address. What's really important is to use these types in HTML5 that I've mentioned before, because if we go back to this page here and try and type something in here that isn't a valid email address, then when I click on register, you can see that the browser has automatically done a fairly simplistic error checking kind of scheme. So that is my index page, and you can see that at this point we're just saying hello. So there's no reading of cookies at the moment. I go through to my process page, so when I hit the submit button, which I've called or given the name register, then I go to my process.php page, and if I look at my process.php page, I've written some nice text here that says registration confirmation, thank you for registering, but I need to write my PHP for actually storing the cookie. So the key thing about this, which is a bit weird, is that the PHP for storing cookies or saving cookies has to be right at the top of your web page before you do anything else, including the doc type. So I'm popping it all the way up here, and I'm going to write a standard material. So perhaps I should write a comment in here. So get details from the form. So $my name equals $_post, and then as usual I'm going to go to my index page and I'm going to copy and paste this information from the index page from the form into my form processing page. So that will get me my name and a variable called email that will get me $_post, and then if we go here, txt email. Okay, so now that we've done that, that has retrieved the two pieces of information from the form, from the index page, and as usual, what I can do is, if I want, I can echo that just to convince myself that it's finding the information correctly. And now if I go to my browser, I go to the correct file on my computer, then type in here Dave, click on register, and we can see that Dave's popped up here. So it's getting the right information. Okay, so let's delete that. So I don't really need that. Now that I've checked that we're all working nicely. And I need to set cookie. So I'm going to set my cookie now, and I'm going to give it a name. It doesn't matter what you call it. I'm going to give it a name called my name, just so that it all makes sense to me. $my name. So this will store the variable value that is in this variable into this cookie called my name. As I say, it doesn't matter what you call these things. So it doesn't matter what you call this, it doesn't matter what you call this, as long as you have consistency. So I could call this zebra, I could call this aardvark, and as long as I knew what to do in my other pages, it would all work properly. So I could call this aardvark as long as that was aardvark and that was also aardvark. Obviously that doesn't really help you in debugging and understanding what's happening in your code, so I'm not recommending it. It's just important to understand that these are names that I have made up. It's just sensible to use things that make some kind of logical sense in your program. Okay, so that will write a cookie. So that is good. If I just go back to my page now, click on register, obviously I can't see anything happening because my cookie is not displayed. I've done nothing that echoes anything to the browser window at the moment. So now what I want to do is, in my index file, I want to read the cookie. So where it says hello here, what I would like to do is, in PHP, I would like to read the cookie and use it. So what I need to do is I need to find out if the cookie is actually set. So if the cookie is set, so $_cookie, and then I need to specify what the name of the cookie is that I'm checking out. So I'm checking out the cookie that's called my name. Okay, whoops, I need to make sure that I've got the right number of closing brackets, and in Notepad++ you can see that when I type an end bracket it lights up or highlights the corresponding opening bracket, so I can see I'm one short here, and other packages will do something similar. So there's my if statement. So that's saying if the cookie is set, then do what I'm going to write inside these curly brackets here. So if the cookie is set, then I want to echo that cookie value to the browser window. So in other words, that will write whatever variable is stored in the cookie my name. So it will now say hello Dave, or whatever else I've got stored in here. So if the cookie is set, it will detect that this is set test will be true, and therefore we will do this. If the cookie isn't set, we won't do anything. Okay, so now if I go back to my confirmation page here and refresh this, we can see that we've now picked up the cookie here and we're now displaying hello Dave. Because I haven't set any expiry on the cookie, then that once I close my window here, then if I go back to localhost WT 2015, I actually need to go to W2 demo, and I'm going to change this to EX08, exercise 8. And so we can see that because the browser is still open, it's still found the cookie. If I close my browser, yeah, like this page, okay, and then I reopen my browser, then what we'll find is the cookie has been deleted. So it is possible to set an expiry of a day, a week, a couple of weeks, a month, whatever you feel seems reasonable for your cookie. It's good practice to have some kind of expiry on your cookie rather than littering the user's computer with a set of cookies. So let us go again to localhost webtech. I'm just going to change this to exercise 8, and we can see that now the cookie has disappeared because I've closed the browser. So you will also be aware that there are on most sites cookie messages that come up saying, are you aware that you're about to use cookies? Are you happy with this? Click yes or no. And you should officially put that message on your site as well if you're using cookies. I haven't done for the sake of this example, but in your assignment work it would be good to do that.